First, humans evolved. For a long time, people just ran around with spears and bows and arrows and stuff, wearing little animal skins for clothing, killing wild animals for food, and picking berries off trees. They were all nomads, people who traveled around all the time, in the Paleolithic era, the Old Stone Age. But 10,000 years ago, everyone got a cool idea all at once. Hey, the people said, most of whom were still around Africa because that's where humans originally migrated from. How cool would it be if we didn't have to run around with tents and shit all the time, and instead we could just settle in one place? Which sounded like a really great idea, except they didn't have any way to do that. But, hey, they said again, we know how plants grow. If I just put some seeds here and then pour the water on it, some stuff grows. And if we just grow a bunch of stuff in that one place, we'll have enough to sustain our families without having to roam around looking for plants all the time. And so they did that, and it worked. And then they said, hey, we can do the same thing with animals too. Look at those guys over there, they can herd sheep. Hey, said the guys over there, this is called pastoralism. If I give this camel some food, it'll stay here and then we can kill it and eat it. Now everybody, everywhere, but only in places there were domesticable animals, had domesticated animals and plants, and populations experienced a huge boom. It's a good time for everyone because now they're in the Neolithic era, the new Stone Age. Cities popped up, babies popped out, men started patriarchies, labor became specialized. People figured out how to control water for growing crops and cleaning and drinking and such. This was called irrigation. And the bigger cities got, the more people built irrigation systems called aqueducts. Certain people with more food and power got more and more wealthy, marking the beginning of a universal and eternal cycle, wealth being concentrated in the hands of people called elites. So, civilizations are a thing now. They had cool stuff like food surpluses, specialized jobs like for people who fought wars and people who made crafts, political bureaucracies, armies, religion, social classes, and trade. Whoa, trade was cool. Remember those guys who had pastoralism? Well, those pastoralist nomads were a link between ancient civilizations because they could move around and spread ideas and goods and technology and cultural ideas and religion. Anyway, lots of these civilizations existed, like Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus River Valley people, Shang, Olmec, and Shavin. A lot of people in charge of these places liked to say they were gods, or that they were connected to the gods in some way, so that people would fear them and so people wouldn't complain about being under their control. Vedic religions popped up, Hebrew monotheism, and Zoroastrianism. Soon, lots of civilizations got so big that their populations couldn't fit in their cities, and so they expanded their civilizations by creating empires, which is a nice way of saying they killed everyone around them with huge armies and took their shit and then built new cities there. These bigger empires, like the Hittites and Egypt, and later Rome, built lots of huge-ass buildings so the kings and rulers could say to the people, hey, look how powerful we are, we built this huge thingy, now obey us! Some people even figured out ways to write, and used that writing to record legal codes and calendars, like the Maya, and their history. So now civilizations existed, and people kept having more and more kids until someone gave birth to you. Good job.